back to Starseed Rising 333. I'm glad you've tuned back into this channel. And if it's your first time, welcome. This is going to be a general collective reading. So whatever messages that come out, please take what resonates and leave the rest. And please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe or share, or just leave a comment. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend and looking forward to this week. And I hope you're enjoying your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And thank you once again for taking the time out to watch this reading. And as I said earlier, whatever messages that come out, please take what resonates and leave the rest. All the names of the books, okay, that I'm going to be mentioning throughout the reading, I will put their names in the description box. So please don't forget to check it out after this reading. And I'm going to be filming this reading on Monday, the 14th of April, 2025. Okay. So as always, I'm going to be using this deck. It's called Raise Your Vibration. All right. And it's by Carl Gray. And I'm just going to select one card from this deck. All right. And see what vibe our spiritual team would like us to remember. Okay. They want me to select this card, and it says here, all right, I was called here on a mission. All right, I was called here on a mission. Okay, and as I've said in my previous readings, okay, that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. We do have a life purpose, a reason for why we are brought into this lifetime. Okay. And I've also said before, all right, that we all had past lives before, and that's why I was guided to do past life readings. So when you have a chance, please check it out on my channel. All right. So some of us, okay, might not have yet discovered our real life purpose. But if you do connect with the creator, I call him Allah obviously because I'm a Muslim, or higher power, or whatever name you call your higher power, then they will direct you, all right? Because maybe some of you might be already living your life purpose, and it doesn't have to be some form of spiritual work, all right? So, and that doesn't mean that because you don't have spiritual gifts that you are not you don't have a purpose, or you're not meant to be here. We are all meant to be here. We're all worthy. We are all loved and needed, okay, by our spiritual team, by the higher power. And the main purpose here is to operate in the essence of love, all right, because that's one of the things that Jesus of 2000 years left. He says, and this was the greatest commandment, okay, above all, which was given to Moses back in the days, all right. It was to love the higher power with all your heart, mind, spirit, all right, and also to love thy neighbor as you love yourself, and do unto others as you would like others to do unto you. Okay, and it should all be about love, about balance, getting to know yourself better, expanding in growth, in spiritual growth. That's what the purpose should be about, all right, and stepping into your power, and raising the frequency and vibration on this planet Earth. And I'm just going to just read quickly on this message. All right, it says here, this is certainty, not your first incarnation. And there's a good chance it's not your last. Before you came into this body, your soul set the intention to remember the power of your spirit in this lifetime. It set the intention to bring in the light of source. That was your mission. The rest was left up to you. All the learning, all the experiences, and what you might do with them. But your life has great purpose, and when this card comes to you, the universe is reminding you of it. In fact, this card brings a boost of confidence. It shows that you are on the right path just by being who you truly are. You are a bright spark of light and goodness to other people. So stop getting yourself worried about specifics. Just express the power of your spirit in the most authentic way possible. Shine now, shine where you are, express your gifts, and the rest will unfold. Okay, so the vibe of the day, you could say it out loud and believe it. You could say, I remember the power of my spirit. I remember the power of my spirit. Okay, because we should also be living testimonies, okay, to other people. All right. And so it's all about sharing, learning and sharing our experiences, okay, as we go through life's journey. All right. Now, what I want to do is just quickly run through the downloads, okay, I received over the weekend. So I just want to okay, I think I've already mentioned about like the names of the books. So if you're interested like in working with crystals, um if you want to know more about the psychic journey, okay, if you have discovered you have spiritual gifts, or just curious, all right, about the different types of spiritual gifts, I'm going to put the names of some books in the description box, as I said earlier, as well as if you're interested in um, knowing more about chakras. I do readings on that, so an energy healing reading. So please check them out on my channel. um okay, and our spiritual team would like us to recite Psalm 7. Okay, 7 is to do, it's for anyone that is trying to um or praying on our downfall or to bring us bad luck or misfortune. Please don't focus too much on that. All you need to do is pray, because prayer is the most popular ritual, okay, and that is a sort of like a personal direct communication with the higher power. Also, Psalm 18, that can help, subdue evil spirits. Also 29, or 64, which is a return to sender. Um, 68, okay, verses 1 to 3 for protection. Also Psalm 23, and also 140, okay, like if people are sending evil spirits or demons or whatever, or jinns, you could recite that one, which is Psalm 140, and also Psalm 1 to 1. All right. The numbers that I keep coming across a lot is, we've got 59, 88, 77, 927, 13, 10, 443, 123, 1, 1, 1, or 11, 11, 12, 6, 5, 17, 91, 66, 999, 300, 500, 800, 222, 33, 44, 555. Now, if obviously, if you do have noticed, okay, you keep seeing these sequences or sequence, sorry, of numbers, and you don't know what they mean, because some of them are angel numbers, or these are numbers that is sent by your spiritual team or the angels. What I will do, I will put the names of two books, okay, which I'd like to recommend, but there are many on the market, okay, to so that you can have a better understanding what they mean. All right. Some of the birds and animals that I've come across a lot of cats, dogs, crows, seagulls, parakeets, magpies, blackbirds. Um, Now, cats and dogs have spiritual meanings. So again, you can always check that up on the internet to see what the spiritual meaning for these animals. Okay, I saw pig as well. Pig does have a spiritual meaning. Okay, but you could also be maybe the Chinese sign of the pig, also of the dog, rooster. Okay, if you see a lot of butterflies, okay, it could be like people who have passed away. They're trying to contact with you. All right. Um, Also, someone mentioned a penguin, and penguin is basically to do with a faithful partner or friend. I didn't check about the ostrich, but I think could be something about balance here. Then you've got squirrel, which is all to do with flexibility, adaptability. Then you have spider to do creativity. Bees can also mean creativity and abundance, and peacock, okay, could represent flamboyancy or pride. All right. um Now, I see gloves. Okay, so it could be that someone is doing something undercover or doing some concealing something. I also noticed that there was a loose chain with a padlock and key. So some of you might have broken away from something or somebody, or to do with a thing which maybe not for your higher good. I also see a lot of packages of tea. So tea can represent spiritual words, a lot of gossip. Shells as well. So shells can represent our ancestors, okay, or maybe our ancestors is probably trying to contact us. Also the bridge, okay, so there could be something that you might be as well, a picture of a bridge. So a bridge can mean many things. A bridge could be something that maybe you're going more into the connecting more or attuning more to spirit. All right, you could be going through that transitioning transformation stage. It could also mean that maybe you're trying to, or you're working with a group of people, or it could be an individual to come to some agreement. All right. I did also see the word doll or dolly. Okay, so maybe somebody could be doing dark arts and they could be using a voodoo doll. Skip. Okay, there is a verse in Psalms. I believe it might be Psalms 1 to 1, but this means basically for protection. Apple could represent temptation, so be careful at this time. If and you're trying to do what is right, if you're on the spiritual path, if you've answered the calling. And I also noticed that when I was opening my wardrobe, I saw, well, basically a hanger fell out, okay, as I opened the door. So it could be that maybe some of you who was stuck in a particular position, that maybe that you're trying to free yourself from this situation. And there was also, I noticed that, when I walk about, there's this particular tent at this place, but I noticed that the tent was removed. So maybe whatever that was happening, or it could be a challenging situation, that's probably removed. All right. The crystals that our spiritual team would like us to work with is blue lace agate, pink opal, clear crystal. Okay, you also got blue. Okay, blue tiger's eye. Blue tiger's eye is good for stress and phobias. If you're feeling over anxious or quick tempered person. Chalani. This is good for creativity and communication. Also, other stones such as purchasite. This is good for the third eye, as well as herkimer, diamond. Um, you got multivite as well. They would like us to, but multivite is a very powerful crystal, okay, and it's very much connected to the stellar gateway, which is very much connected to the crown chakra, above the crown chakra, as well as to do connected to your solar plexus, to do with your self-esteem, self-confidence, so forth. Malachite, okay, is known as a stone for transformation. If you're going through that stage, or if you want to you move away from things that no longer serve your higher purpose. Chrysoprase, okay, which is good for uh um personal insights. All right, platinum quartz as well. All right, no, sorry, titanium quartz, okay, is good for healing and also to access the Akashic records, which is the book of life. You could also listen to music or guided meditations. Okay, and the ones that they wanted me to show, which is very, very important. Okay, if you need some real serious emotional healing, this one is called dioptase. Okay, dioptase. All right, rose quartz is a very good one for any form of emotional healing or trauma or pain that you might be going through now, experienced in the past. All right, or maybe in the near distant future. And this one is called epidote. Epidote, and rutilated quartz is a very good one to help release the past, to let go of the past, and to help you feel more positively about yourself. All right, to have a more positive mindset. Okay, now some other things. All right, okay, there could be some conflict between siblings or between two people. Um, this could be a love relationship here, or romantic or marriage situation. Unfortunately, there could be someone who might have an abusive partner. Also, there is also a third party situation where you've got this where people say sometimes the last one laughing. So whoever was the victim, okay, in this situation, they will receive justice. Okay, they will probably deal with a false person. Okay, someone might be suffering emotional loss, okay, or experiencing financial loss, or both. It could be you, or it could be somebody around you, or people that's connected with other people around you. Now, tarot oracle readings, once again, is all to do with energy, is timeless, and is also non-gender. Okay, and a lot of these things could be happening when it comes to relationships because of the full moon that we have in Libra. Okay, because Libra is all about relationships and it's also to do with balance. Okay, all right. So maybe that's the reason why. And the numbers 13, um 5, 10 keeps, I keep coming across these numbers. 13 deals with endings, death, okay? Doesn't always have to be a physical death. It could just be something ending spiritually, okay? Or maybe something that is not for your higher purpose, and that's why you might be experiencing an ending in your relationship or something that doesn't serve your higher purpose. All right, 5 talks about change. So there might be a few changes happening with you at this present time, or people around you, or people who are associated with people around you. And also the number 10 talks about completion. All right. So yeah, so these are the downloads that's thing. And okay, yeah, they also wanted to to mention, okay, that maybe when you have time, okay, that you could read the story of Ruth and Esther, okay, which is based in, I don't know for the Quran, but I know it's, these stories are in the Holy Bible, okay, because the story of Ruth, because Ruth was somebody who was very loyal, very devoted, and very kind, okay, and the moral lesson for Ruth was that it says that view your day-to-day life as part of God's bigger plan for your life and the world. Okay, and Esther's story, because Esther was somebody who very much had hope. um she believed in hope. All right, she had a lot of confidence when she went through adversity or through different challenges. Okay, and the moral story or lesson for uh Esther was that even when it seems like the God, okay, or higher power is absent, he still works in our lives and will not abandon his promises. So I think this is just, like words of encouragement, of hope, okay, to trust in the process. All right, if you're going through challenging times at this present moment. And my spiritual team, okay, the ancestors, they wanted me to also mention, because there's a few uh yeah, they wanted me to sort of like again to just put the names of I think Psalms, a book I called it, well, it's called the Power of the Psalms. So I'll put the name there. So if you haven't got any I know guidebooks with you, you can always sort of like get this book. Is a very good book. It was, most of the verses was written by King David, who was a very victorious king, and he relied a lot on and had a very strong faith. Okay, he relied a lot on the Most High for guidance. All right. Okay, and once again, if you do enjoy this reading, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, or share, or just leave a comment. Okay. All right. So what I'm just going to do now is just before I get into the reading, just ask our spiritual team what they would like us to focus on, think about, consider, remember. So let's see. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what would you like the collective to focus on today? Okay, so we've got the goddess of the moon. Okay, so number 52, when you add the two numbers, gives you the number 7. So you might be a life path number 7. All right. 7 in Numerology talks about reflection, assessment, and knowledge. So some of you might be doing, I don't know, it's probably some form of shadow work at this moment, doing some form of self reflection, might be assessing your situation. You may be sort of like trying to gain more knowledge about the situation here, or even probably spiritual knowledge. If you are interested in working with the archangels, you can call on Haniel. She's described as the goddess of the moon. If you're interested in working with crystals, you can use or work with, I should say, moonstone, as well as clear crystal. Okay, all right. Let's see what here we've got. Temple path. Okay, so some of you might need to probably work on your third eye, because you've got the temple path here. The third eye or the sixth sense is between your brows. Okay, so no, number 3. So you might be a life path number 3. All right. It's on number 12 here. So 1, 2, that gives you 3 here. Okay, so 3 in numerology talks about creativity, groups, and growth. So maybe you might be creating something with a group of people. You might be planning on doing something. Um, you might be growing in knowledge as well. Um, but 12 also talks about spiritual purpose and support. So you can always call on your spiritual team, all right, for the support that you need, all right, if that's the case. And also it's also important to maybe do some meditating at this present moment. You could also do guided meditations or listen to you know, meditation, music meditation, sorry. All right. And you could also call on Archangel Metatron, all right, as well, if you need assistance in helping you to cleanse, heal, balance the third eye, even to open it. um all right, Metatron, he can help. You could call on him to help clear your energies as well. um all right, this is number 40. When you remove the zero, it gives you number 4 in numerology. Is all to do with structure, stability, manifestation. So maybe some of you might be manifesting or want to manifest something. You can call on Metatron to help you. um as well as maybe some of you are probably more stable now or thinking about your stability at this time. Okay, let's see what else. Holy Spirit, these ancestors, what do they need to consider as well? All right, so we've got the world. So again, as I said earlier, you know, we've got the world here. So some cycles are closing, okay, but it's also an opportunity to expand, to open up. And you, as I said earlier, you can call on, you can work with Haniel, Metatron. um Also you can call on um Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is good for, also you can call on this archangel, all right, to help you create new things, to help you with your projects, your goals, to express yourself, to communicate more effectively. um all right, especially if you are at a crossing, you are, or I should say, are at a crossroads and you're not able to decide how to move forward. Okay, okay, so all right, I hope I showed you the cards. All right, so we had Goddess of the Moon here. All right, we had the Temple Path. All right, okay, we have Metatron. Okay, we've got Metatron here. Um, Gabriel. Okay, the world. Okay, indecision here. All right, especially if you're at the crossroads. All right, and you could call on Archangel Shamiel. Okay, Shamiel is for when it comes to, again, our creativity. If we need to heal any emotional wounds or trauma, all right, or and also just to connect with spirits, all right, and you can do that through prayer. Okay, prayer, through meditating, all right. So there's all different ways, all right, you can connect, or even going out in nature. Okay, you can connect to spirits, all right. All right, so I'm going to be using, because we've just had the full moon in Libra. Okay, I was going to use another deck, but my spirit guides, they wanted me to use this deck. Okay, it's called the Dark Mirror. All right. But I'm going to do things a little bit different. Like I've used this deck before, so I would prefer to just select one and just read what it is, okay, from the booklet, and then use the tarot cards and some other decks. So I'm going to be using the Gilded Tarot to clarify, and I've got some other decks like the Situation Oracles. Um, I've got What Lies Beneath, Spill Tea, Broken Mirror, and some others, all right? And then I'm going to be using some other decks to close off the reading, okay? So, um, let me just shuffle the cards and see what comes out. And as I've said before, okay, tarot or oracle readings, they're non-gender. He can be a she can be a he. They are timeless. It's all to do with energy. Okay, some of these energies doesn't necessarily belong to you or have to belong to you. It could belong to other people you're with or people around you. It's all to do with energy at the end of the day, right? And we all embody both masculine and feminine energies. Okay. So let's see what card is coming out. And this is a very good time as well to do shadow work, okay, which is basically to do some form of self-reflection, to do some form of introspection. Okay, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Okay, so the first card, all right, that can come out from this deck, it says Black Flower Fragrance. Black Flower Fragrance. All right, so let's see what that's about. I understand. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to read just to tell us more about this message, okay? Right, so this message is very much connected to the full moon, okay? And I'm just going to read what it says here. A beautiful woman, her face with a hint of resolve, holds a strange black rose on her chest. It seems to explode like a crystal, each petal an obsidian shard. All right. Now the sentence, okay, it says here, if we want to go dark, go black. Don't stop to the evening, but embrace the night. Okay. Now I think it could be something to do with embracing both our light and shadow side, because we all have a light and shadow side, and in order for us to basically face our shadows, okay, um we need to accept that, okay, and by facing our shadows is going to help us to see what we need to do in order to change um, maybe our belief system or our attitudes or whatever we are doing that can maybe that which can be destructive to ourselves as well as to others. All right. Now it goes on to say, love is not a white dove, nor it turns people into angels. Love can be ugly, love can be cheap, love can be rotten. But even ugly love has a right to exist. Even cheap love can raise to the sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of eternity. Even a black rose by any other name should still smell as sweet. Even if we are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. Even if you're not perfect, you have the right to be respected. Even if you are stupid, you have the right to be listened to. Even if you are lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you are rich, you have the right to be sad. If you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you are ugly. Shine because you are ugly. Gorgeously, gorgeously black. Ugly as love. Worn out as an angel. Cheap as a crown. Unconquered as a fragrance in the night. And I think another message to this is just it's all to do with self-acceptance. That's what I'm getting here. It's to do with self-acceptance. So maybe it could be this could energy could belong maybe you are probably in this energy, or maybe there might be people around you, or people you know, or other people around other people, okay, that might be in this energy. But what it is, they could be sending you negative energy or projecting their, whatever it is they're feeling, they don't like about themselves onto you. All right. So, okay, so that's the first one. So I'm going to be using the Gilded Tarot, all right, to see what comes out, because I'm going to be using the tarot to just to clarify this, all right? So let's see what comes out. Okay, so Holy Spirit, please clarify black flower fragrance. Okay, so we've got Four of Wands here. Okay, so Four of Wands talks about the energy, okay, the light side talks the energy is all about comfort, stability, celebration. Um the shadow side could represent conflict, instability, okay, cancellations. All right, now maybe this is something you experiencing and somebody else is experiencing. It could be a personal thing, it could be a mental thing. All right. All right. Okay. It could be that somebody's experienced some form of heartbreak, because you got Three of Swords here. All right. Okay. Maybe this person's received some news. Because you got Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is the truth. All right. So definitely this looks to me like some form of relationship. Okay. Um, it could be to do with it doesn't always have to be to do with a romantic situation or marriage. It could be uh, between siblings as well. Okay. But whatever it is, this person or individual, it could be you. All right. Might have received news, because you got Page of Swords here. Okay. Um. Yeah. So maybe it could be to do with something that maybe or it could be something that they were passionate about, because you do have Ace of Wands here. Okay, because Wands does talk about desires and passions. Mhm. Maybe something to do with, maybe, and as I said, it could be maybe something that they invested, because you got Eight of Wands here. Okay, and you got Seven of Pentacles. So it could be that maybe it could be something that they invested a lot of time and money, okay, into a situation, okay, and it didn't work out. So let me just so okay, so let me just see one thing then. It was just 16. Yeah, so yeah. So let's see what it is, because it could be it, but I think it's more to do with love. I think it's to do with like hair. I think it's definitely to do, because according to what the words is saying, is like somebody invested a lot of time, okay, time, energy, into a situation here to do with an individual or family, or could, because I'm obviously I'm definitely I could see the family. um I think it's to do with some home, okay, something to do with the home. All right, so let me just use other some other decks to clarify. Okay, it could be that this person could have was the other person, or somebody could be of being unfaithful here, because you got snake, competition and enemy, the other woman, look over your shoulder. All right, let's see what else. So the spirit of mirrors, please clarify black flower fragrance, black. Yeah, you got healing heart. I'm using the situation deck. Okay, it says healing heart, healing heartbreak, toxicity or addiction, abusive relationship. So this was definitely a relationship here. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, maybe it could be maybe you were with somebody who didn't make you feel good about yourself, or maybe this person was very toxic, because you got her camera, reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past perception. Okay. Maybe there was no give and take here in this situation, because you got blowing kiss, unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection return. So maybe this was a case of unrequited love. Mhm. Okay, maybe you've already moved away if this resonates with you or what you've experienced. Because it says that the dragonfly light-hearted and adapt finding. Sorry, I just have a bit of water. Okay, it says here light-hearted and adapt finding out and change things coming to light and heal. So maybe you find out, because I mean we did have um the page of swords, okay, and maybe um you are probably heartbroken. It could be you, or it could be to do with somebody else, okay, and they're feeling again um heartbroken because of deception and lies, and as a result this relationship has come to an end. Okay. Let me just see. Let me use this one. Heart's Hidden Secrets. Black favorites. Holy Spirit of the Angels, please clarify black flower fragrance. Black flower fragrance. Yeah, I think whatever news this person received, okay, this was probably shocking. It could have created some form of turmoil. This was definitely unexpected. It has probably caused some form of trouble or epiphany or tower moment, because you got her shocking, turmoil, trouble, unexpected. Then you got realizations, epiphanies, understanding, awakening. Okay. And this person could be experiencing some form of pain. It says apprehensive, afraid, cautious. Um, this could be you or anybody who embodies the divine feminine energy. Okay. And someone or this person could somehow feel trapped by this situation. Okay. Or you've used, or this person has used their intuition and have moved on and now are healing and have found some was able to now recover, recuperate, are now at peace, um, experiencing maybe new friendships, are in harmony or being more harmonious within themselves. Okay. And the other person might be, just reminiscing about what they had with you, or it could be to do with another person. All right, doesn't always have to be your scenario or your, okay, or to do with you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to select another card. All right. Okay, they wanted me to take this. So it says gluttony. Envious gluttony. Okay. So let's see what this is. So I'm just going to read quickly what that is and then clarify these cards. Okay, so this message is this card. Okay, this no, the message on this card is connected to the moon phase, the waxing gibbous. Um, all right, so I'm just going to read and see what else. Let's see. So the first card, the energy, all right. So the first card was anger, all right, and the second one, okay, the energy around it, all right, is denial. Okay, so the first one, so okay, so somebody could be very angry because of what has happened, okay, in regards to finding out this message or whatever. So the second one, there could be a case of denial here. All right. Okay, so it goes on to say, all right, so it says here, a man has rotting, sickly skin and yellow eyes. He dresses in tatters and sticky blood runs down his chin. He has clawed feet and a crown of a skeleton alligator jaw. The upper part on his head, the lower part on his chest, like a gaping mouth. Okay, so the sentence, it says, there is hunger sleeping just under the surface, like an animal lurking. All right, so let's see what the meaning of this. It says, this card is not just dark, it is unpleasant, sickly disgusting. The difference in the how we feel in front of a vampire or as opposed in front of writhing bugs. It's not an existential darkness that we can paint of romance, drama, and subtle anguish. It's a raw, primal wrecking of rotting stench. It feels like there's there is darkness, and in the black landscape there is a hole leading to an even greater darkness, and that is calling. The urge is pressed down every time, played with, toyed with, treated like something that doesn't belong here. It's like rolling in the mud, bringing out the twisted, refreshing feelings of demeaning oneself. The key is that we don't want to recognize the depth of the envy and the anger. We casted it out of ourselves, and now it truly a parasitic monster, impossible to accept as something that comes out of ourselves. What if we bring light to the pitch dark well? What if the scary monster is just a scrawny, starved feeling? What if it's just a little thing, dark as tar indeed, but to be sorry of, not to be feared? So I think, for the second message, this is all to do with envy. Okay, it's a bit like um letting envy eat up, okay, to eat up our insides, that to the point that we become so angry that it's turns to become something very destructive. All right, destructive, um not only to ourselves but also to others as well, you know because jealousy obviously starts, when it if you continue being jealous about somebody, all right, then it then leads to envy. Okay, and then envy can then lead to, unfortunately, it could lead to unaliving somebody. So we have to be very, very careful here. Okay, it's a very destructive energy. And on top of that, okay, maybe some of us might be in this energy, but we are denying, okay, the fact that the reason why we do these things or we behave in a certain way is because, okay, we are jealous or envious of somebody else. All right, so let me just clarify this by using the tarot, okay, to give us a better understanding and to see what's happening. All right. Because if you are envious or jealous of somebody, all right, that means that, or you doing things out of jealousy, or that means that you are operating from your shadow self. And maybe that's something that you need to, go within, do some form of self-reflection, maybe call on your spiritual team, the ancestors, pray, okay, because jealousy is part of the seven deadly sins, I believe. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, please clarify envious gluttony. Holy Spirit, please clarify. Okay, so maybe you know somebody, or you could be in this energy, but this person embodies the King of Swords energy, and the King of Swords um energy, okay, on the light side is all to do with somebody who is quite who quite logic, all right, who has an immense of mental power. Somebody's quite courageous. The shadow side, this person could be very arrogant, judgmental, manipulative, all right. Now you could embody this energy, or it could be somebody else, which is the Queen of Wands. So you could be in this energy, all right. And maybe dealing with somebody who embodies the King of Swords. Um, or you could be dealing with So, or you could be the Empress. Empress, okay. So or you could embody the Empress energy, okay, which is to do with feminine power. Somebody who's quite creative, could be a business owner, somebody who is able to express themselves very well. All right, so if you could be in this Empress energy and dealing with somebody who embodies the King of Swords or Queen of Wands energy. All right, because the Empress does embody all queen energies, okay. um right. um or this could be that maybe um you could be meetings, I don't know, it could be, or it also could also be to do with a group of people, because you got Three of Cups there, okay. Or it could be that somebody you dealt with in the past had put you in a third party situation, okay, and this person who was the third party was somebody who embodies the Queen of Wands. So take the energy as it resonates, okay. All right. um and this is to do with some, it could be to do with some form of I believe it's to do with some form of, it could be a relationship here. um because you've got Ace of Cups here, right? And then you've got Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of Cups energy here as well. So maybe this person now wants to come back. It could be a past energy, and maybe there might be somebody coming towards you. Okay, and this person somehow they want to now bring want to have a new this past person wants to have a new uh or reconcile, okay, whatever it is, but you are standing your ground because you've got Seven of Wands there, okay. All right. Or it could be that you already in a relationship or seeing somebody else, and whatever it is, and this person is not happy, okay. Because I mean, it's all to do with I mean, at the end of the day, it does say envious gluttony here. So let's see. Okay, I mean, the first card on from this, what lies beneath, it says envy. So this person could be quite envious of you. This person definitely could be a hater. Okay, maybe projecting their insecurities onto you. They could be all in their feelings. All right, they could be somebody who is very detached. Okay, running away from their feelings, and they could be very bitter because you kicked them to the curb, and maybe have or are in a new relationship with somebody else. Okay, and they're probably jealous of this. Let's see what else. Okay. All right, so this person could be crushed. Because it says you are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. All right. So let's see. Or maybe you're going through some healing now regarding to what this person might have put you through. Okay, if they had put you in a third party situation or betrayed you in some way. All right, but this to me, it just more the messages that's coming out is more to do, I think, to do with either marriage or a romantic relationship. All right, let's see what else comes out. Please, please verify. Envious gluttony. Envious gluttony. says you are going under and barely keeping things afloat. Ask for help. So this person, I think, is just all in their feelings right now. They're all in their feelings. Okay. Um, and maybe this is the reason why they're acting that way. Let's see what else. Yeah, it says here also, love is an emotional escape for you. Be sure you are getting involved for the right reasons. So maybe, they probably put you in a situation where, um, or used you as a form of escapism. Okay, as I said, this person seems to be was probably quite detached. Okay, and you probably found out something maybe to do with that. This, that this person was not right, was not faithful. You've moved away, and they are just quite envious because you've started afresh. You've started, you know, and you've started again, basically. All right, you're healing, or you've already healed, or maybe in a new relationship. All right. So let's see. Um, but then again, it says the dream world, living in a fantasy, land illusions, not real love. So definitely there wasn't you know, this there wasn't genuine love. It was something that was very unrequited, all right, in this situation. Let me just see if I can use another. Let me use the broken mirror. Okay, this person was definitely, or this situation, you got red flags. It says signs, cheating, deception. Okay. Holy Spirit, can you please clarify envious gluttony? Envious gluttony. Please clarify. Envious gluttony. Holy Spirit, can you please clarify envious gluttony? Yeah. This person is probably, you've moved away from this situation. This person is now crying. There's probably some form of nostalgia. Okay. All right. This person could also be very depressed. I don't know. Probably because you moved away. Um, they could also feel like everything is crumbling around them. They could also be experiencing some form of job loss. But again, you see, you've got, maybe they're experiencing these things and you are not. You probably feel more at peace, more balanced, and that's why this person is quite envious of what you have going, and it's just eating them up inside. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be um just picking. I was guided to pick the last uh or the last card at the bottom of the deck, which is this one here. It says addicted. It's on number 11. Okay. So let me just put this down. Okay. So let me just read quickly what. Okay, so we had anger, denial. So let's see what this one is about. What energy is around this the last card. So let's see. So the energy around the last card is depression. Okay, and this card is connected to the moon phase, the waxing crescent. All right, so it goes on to say, white sparkly hair over a scarred, melted downcast face. Is the hand melting or already long gone? A chain chokes his neck and many spikes pierce the back. All right. And then it goes on to say, okay, the sentence. It says, freedom was the worst of lies. I could have been a slaver or slave, but I choose the latter. Freedom was the worst of lies. I could have been a slaver or slave, but I chose the latter. Okay, so I'm just going to read this, okay? What message, okay, that's coming out from this? It says, going dark. It says, addiction to something, to drugs, to love, to company, to evil, to pain, to safety, to many simply, or to many, sorry, to making simple everything that can be deep, or they have in common the feelings of being lost. If we ever are without it, freedom is not a friend, as it promises responsibility, failure, challenges. Freedom can be taken, can be broken, can be stripped, naked and whipped and abused. Slavery is a much cleaner choice. If you give it all away at the beginning, how can they take it from you? So, how can it be that it's so easy to believe that freedom is an illusion, and it's so hard to feel that slavery is an illusion as well? That the sky has a limit, but the chains have won as well. The irony of it all, when we lose the desire much before losing the will to fight, is that actually is possible to reach for the sky even when bound by chains? So I think for this one, okay, it talks about, it's all to do with choice here. Okay, sometimes we get ourselves into a position, okay, um, where, we might say, why life is so unfair, all right, why, this is happening to me, why this thing always happens to me. But then we need to have, again, this is all to do with self-reflection, we really need to take time out to do some form of introspection, to look at our lives, to re-examine, okay, the aspects of our life that needs changing, okay, that needs reshaping, and not being angry with somebody else, because maybe this person walked away because of whatever it is that you engage in. So if you're engaging in something that is detrimental to yourself, that's affecting your relationship, and this person is telling you, a group of people, it could be family members, friends, okay, that are telling you that what you're doing is not right, it's not good for you, why are you angry? And then why, if things don't work out, or this person's walked away from you, or ended a relationship, all right, or some type of relationship, that or that you are angry at this person? It's time, it's very, very important. That's why shadow work is so important, and everybody should be there, because you all embody we're not perfect, and we all embody a light and shadow aspect. So does the creator. But it's all about mastering, okay, that shadow side, making sure that the light always outshines the shadow side that's within us. So the shadow side doesn't take over. Because once you allow that to happen, then problems are going to occur. All right. So all right. So and the energy here is to this is depression, because addiction can lead to depression here. All right. So again, I'm just going to use the tarot card and see what comes out. Okay. So these energies, okay, might belong to one particular person, or it could be a group of people or people around it, or sorry, or energies around a group of people, because it's all to do with energy, okay? Holy Spirit, please clarify addicted. Holy Spirit, please clarify addicted. Holy Spirit. Okay, so the Three of Cups wanted to come up. Okay. So again, Three of the shadow side, okay, or Three of Cups does talk about overindulgence. Okay, maybe whoever this person could maybe overindulge in things that is quite toxic, maybe because they feel left out. Okay, and again, this could be to do with a relationship, because again, you've got Four of Wands here. All right, and this person now feels heartbroken. Okay, and again, this could be to do with somebody who embodies the King of Swords energy. Maybe it could be you, that you've received news about this person has some form of addiction, because you got Page of Swords there. Once again, that's come out. Okay. You could be in this energy, Queen of Cups energy. And since you moved away, this person is now in the Eight of Swords energy, somewhat mentally trapped. They could also be in the Ten of Swords energy as well. Wow. I mean, Ten of Swords energy is someone who feels stabbed in the back, feeling pain, being heartbroken, feeling sad. All right. Eight of Swords energy, okay, somebody who is, but also somebody who feels stuck, feeling helpless, somebody who is also denial, and that came out as well. Okay, denial. The word denial came out. Okay, and this person just um is actually grieving, maybe because you walked away, because you got Five of Cups here. All right, it's quite sad, quite disappointed, and maybe they might be disappointed because of the choices they made or keep making. All right, and they also probably feel that they feel somehow left out in the core, because you've got Five of Pentacles there, because you moved away, or maybe that's something you're planning to do, because you've got Six of Swords there. Okay, and maybe they're now, for some, or individuals, probably they're now realizing that they were basically a fool, okay, about whatever it is that they were doing, okay, or by making the wrong choice. Because when you see the swords in the back, this to me looks like it just reminds me of the traditional um tarot, where of 10 of, like Ten of Swords here. You see the swords in the back in the picture here. I don't know if you can see because the pictures are quite dark here. If you notice the swords in this person's back. Or maybe this person is in denial. They have a problem. I don't know. But it could be a group of people. It doesn't have to be just one person alone. All right. So let me just use the situation deck and see what comes out. All right. So let's see. Holy Spirit, please clarify addicted. Holy Spirit, please clarify addicted. Holy Spirit, please clarify addicted. Okay, so I don't know. It says wedding ring. So maybe you were someone who was married to this person, or there could have been some form of soul connection, or maybe you were at one point very devoted to this person. Okay, maybe this person uses or I don't know what the addiction is, but um maybe they could be addicted to you. But it says the runner, fear of intimacy, running away, intensity and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. So maybe this person is having have find it difficult to move away from their addiction. Okay. Again, this person could have put you in a third party situation. It says seduction, attraction, teasing, hooking up and date, third party temptation. Okay. You could have moved away from this situation because it says happiness and joy. Maybe that's what they're reminiscing, that at one point they felt being quite happy with you. I don't know. Or maybe you gave this person a lot of love because it does mention earlier about devotion here. Maybe you were very devoted to this person, very faithful, very loyal to this person. But there has been some form of separation, or maybe that's what you're contemplating, or it could be to do with other people. As I said, all to do with energies. This doesn't necessarily be your story. Okay, well, it says cutting out separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment. So maybe this person is maybe getting help for whatever addiction they have. Okay. This person could have also be, using some form of substance, maybe because um, they were trying to sort of hide their true feelings. But this person is, they could be still wearing a mask here because obviously the word denial did come up. Okay, and this person definitely needs to do some form of shadow work because it says mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. Maybe this person has some, could have some inner child wounds or trauma. They need healing. Okay, let me use the let's use this one. I should have lost the vibe. Let's see. Let me use the what's the news and see what comes up. Please clarify addicted. Please clarify addicted. Yeah. Right. So it says karmics, third parties, haters, lesson learned. So this was definitely a karmic connection. Okay. You've probably walked away from this situation because it says bye Felicia, peacing out, thank you, next, leaving and not caring. Or maybe that's how they feel right now that you've left and you have probably ghosted this person, because it says ghost, no closure, cowardice, disappearing act. Maybe they feel somehow that you've turned your back and not um and maybe created boundaries around this person. Okay, you might have found evidence. It says receipts, evidence, guilty as charged, exposed. Okay, and besides the addiction, or if they're addicted to some form of substance, this person could have been playing the field, not looking to settle, seeking options. So this person could have been a player. And again, you got here red flag, warning signs, take heed, risky situation. So this person, is probably is also a risk, not only a risk to themselves, but also to others as well. Okay. Whatever addiction they have. Okay. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to be using the secret of the ancestors to see what messages the ancestors have for the collective. It could be regarding these messages, or to do with this person, or to do with you, yourself. What message the ancestors would like to give to the collective. Okay, so we've got Boo Boo, the Fool. It says possibilities and potential. Okay. And this could be a message um to this individual or individuals, okay, that there are possibilities, they do have potential if they will to, like heal any inner child trauma or pain that they've experienced in the past, or what's causing them to do these things, okay, being envious, being addictive to certain things, okay, that is detrimental to themselves, okay, that's affecting their relationships, even relationship with themselves. Okay, um so let's see. Okay, so it goes on to say here, this is your moment to make a fresh start. Anything can happen. You are being called toward infinite opportunities. Will you rise to the call? Pack light and go for it. Ignore the judgments of others. You are leaping into a new phase. Babu the Fool shows up to remind you of your unlimited potential and the power of taking small risks. The ancestor walks in the energy of optimism and trusting in life. We are all a bit foolish at times. Walk off the cliff and trust that the net will appear. All right. So here, all right, again, this message is very much connected to the vibe. I was called here for mission. So, and one of the ways we can accept this, okay, is by doing the necessary work, okay, in order for us to heal, all right, and um, transform into a better version of ourselves, all right, okay, and it goes on to say here, I mean, the shadow aspect, I can read the shadow aspect, okay, but it didn't come out reverse, all right, but if it did come out reverse, I'll just read what it is. If it came out reverse, it says, it's easy to get caught up in the voices, fears, and stories of others. Now is the time to be conservative in your choices. Caution is advised, okay, but it didn't come up reverse, it came out, upright. So in this card represents the Fool, which is all about new beginnings, new opportunities. And the declaration for this card, it says, I trust that I am unconditionally loved and supported. Okay, so maybe that's, maybe you need to have this, or maybe this individual or people who are in denial about whatever it is, okay, might be depressed, or maybe go using addictive substances. That may be something that they probably need to remember, to trust that they are unconditionally loved and supported, because as the vibe says, we are all called here on a mission. Okay, because we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay, so okay, I'm just going to be using this deck and see what messages the angels would like to give to the collective, or to anyone that's watching this reading. This one wants to jump out. um, Messages you have for the collective. Okay, so the first one, it says, have you asked your angels for help with this? Because of to say, your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. Okay. So the angels are asking, okay, maybe you or this individuals, that they can always call on the angels um, to help. It says, okay, they wanted me to select this one. This is connected to the heart chakra, which is also the partnerships, love, relationships. It says, the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Okay, so let's see what else. Especially just what's extra message. Okay. Okay, it says God box. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put in a special container called a God box, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So it's all about connecting to spirit, all right? It's all about connecting to spirit to help you heal. Okay, if it's you or other people, if you know someone who needs help at this present time, if they're suffering to any form of addiction, or they want to call you for help, you're free to give them that help that they need. Okay, but at the same time, it's very important um to keep your boundaries up if you've already moved away from toxic people, places, things, etc. Okay. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let me just use this deck and see what advice the mermaids. I like the mermaids, okay, because they're nice, beautiful spiritual creatures. They're very much connected to the sea. All right. Yeah. Because it's the water, okay, or the sea is very much to do with our emotions. All right. So okay, and the card that wanted to come out, it says support. So there again, okay, we can call on the higher power, our spiritual team, for support. If you are this individual, or or people, around. So let's see what support. Okay, it says here, call upon a trusted friend now. Their perspective will reveal insights into your life that you may not have previously seen or considered. The mermaids are swimming in to support you now because they know another viewpoint is required to help you see your situation clearly from all angles. Sometimes we think we have to be our own counsel, but this isn't true. There are times in life when the trusted advice and support of another is a key to setting you on a path to freedom from cares or concerns. The support of a close friend or friends is imperative for you right now. If you feel you don't have a friend to call on, then perhaps consider calling a helpline where you find an impartial, kind, and receptive ear. If this message doesn't apply directly to you, then someone around you is in need of this advice and you could provide the support they require at this time. A supportive friend is someone who loves you unconditionally, is non judgmental, discreet, and has honesty and integrity. In a way, you're placing your heart and soul into their temporary care while you express what's going on for you. Wow. Okay, so it's basically a lot from what I've just said earlier. There is help out there. Sometimes we just need to be heard, and the support we require comes from someone simply listening to us lovingly and without judgment. This can be liberating on many levels. It's important that you find or offer support. You can also wish or pray for divine support to help with this situation. The universe is ready to offer all the support you need. All you have to do is ask from your heart. All right? So again, it's the universe is saying to this individual or individuals, all right, that there is help, you know, don't and if you I hate to say this, but if this person or whoever is watching is thinking about, unaliving themselves, please do not do that. All right. Please do not do that. Please pray and get the support. All right. The support you need. Talk to someone. Please, 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 please do not do that. Please. All right. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. All right, if that's what you might be contemplating in doing, all right, please do not do that. Please get the support that you definitely need right now. Please do. Okay. All right, to close this off, I'm going to be using this deck. It's called Chakra Love, to see what additional crystals from the ones which I showed earlier. Okay. Which can help you. And please check out my other readings as well. Okay, which I have done for shadow work, past life energy healing work, um, also inner child healing. So please check out my other, even energy healing. So please check my other readings out on my channel, please. Okay, very, very important for us to all heal, and get the right support, the right help. All right. And prayer is the most popular uh, ritual that you can do to connect spirit, to connect to your spiritual team, the ancestors, the higher power. Okay. So, the spirit angels, what crystals would you like to recommend for the collective? Okay, so the first one they recommend it says chakra balance, and you can use these crystals here to embrace the balance between earth and spirit, basically to balance your spiritual and physical body. Okay, so you can use clear quartz, rose quartz, or hematite. Okay, Also for the solar plexus chakra, you can use topaz for manifestation. Okay, in terms if you're working on your goals right now, or you want to build up your confidence. So it says here solar plexus chakra, topaz. Um, it says manifestation. Manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. Okay. And then you got malachite. I did show malachite earlier. It says forgiveness, and that is with the to do the heart chakra. So we've got this one is altogether chakra balance. All right, this one to do with all 7 chakras. This one is the solar plexus chakra to do with our self-confidence, self-esteem, our willpower. This one is heart chakra to do with partners, love, relationships. So some maybe you might need to forgive yourself and forgive this individuals. It says forgiveness, you'll find freedom in forgiveness. All right. So instead of being angry, maybe it's time to forgive yourself and the individual who may have done you wrong, or if they didn't, or bring forgiveness into the equation, because forgiveness is the first step to healing. All right. And then you got jade. All right. And this is also connected to the heart chakra. The crystal jade, it says compassion, resolve your conflicts with compassion. Okay. All right. So these are the crystals: clear quartz, rose quartz, hematite, jade, malachite, and topaz. All right. And please don't forget to check the description box. Okay. Because I'll put the names of some books. All right. That you can read if you're interested in, working with crystals. If you want to know more about the chakra system, about psychics, being psychic. Okay. And also I'll put the names of a book which I'd like to recommend. Okay, it's called the Power of Psalms. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope whatever messages that came out will be quite useful to you, or maybe somebody you know that might be experiencing these things or going through this. Okay. And thank you for taking the time out, all right, to watch this reading. I'm very uh appreciative to all what you have done in the past, your support to all my subscribers, my supporters. Thank you ever so much. And once again, if you did enjoy this reading, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe or share, or just leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.